So it's already late in the day on day 9, and I'm just recording my first video, but I had stayed with a friend and her family last night, and we were out in the boat most of this morning and this afternoon, so I hadn't had the chance to record a video. Last night we went to a supper club, which I guess is originated during the Prohibition era as a way to get around drinking laws, but it's still around in some parts of Wisconsin. Now I am headed towards Minneapolis. I'm driving through a bunch of farmland in the middle of Wisconsin, so after I get out of this, I'll sit the night at University Inn, and then pretty much call it a night, and then tomorrow morning I'll get up and see Minneapolis, and then keep on moving to Duluth, Minnesota. One of the things I wanted to bring up regarding Three Lakes, Wisconsin, and that surrounding area was something called vernacular architecture. And that's basically just any architecture that uses local materials and local building technologies, observes kind of local customs of what typical historical houses in the area would look like. So in Three Lakes, that can be like, that's a lot of log cabins, shingle style houses, things like that. But the idea of it, and in particular in contrast to organic architecture, which I've talked about in connection to Frank Lloyd Wright and Louis Sullivan, whereas organic architecture will try to integrate the building with the landscape, vernacular architecture will try to fit the building into the local culture and the local customs. And my understanding is that Three Lakes has certain policies and regulations in place that try to preserve that vernacular architecture, at least on the waterfront, which I think is an interesting decision because it's explicitly choosing that vernacular instead of an organic architecture, because a lot of those houses are, while they use local building materials and styles, they can definitely interrupt the sort of natural order of the lakeshore, whereas if you had allowed architects to use different materials like concrete or steel and build in different areas, they may be able to better create an organic architecture. I don't have any pictures of the lakefront from Three Lakes, but I will show a building from Robert Venturi called the Trebek House, which is in Nantucket, Massachusetts, that very much tries to adopt the local vernacular. You can see how, unlike Falling Water or Prairie Style House, the Trebek and the next door Wislaki House don't at all integrate with the landscape. They just stick out from it. They don't match any of the natural colors of the landscape there. They look totally separate from anything natural going on, but they do have this shingle style, this sort of old-timey feel that integrates with the older houses in the area and the way they were traditionally built on Nantucket Island. Before going to bed last night, I actually had the chance to walk around Corktown and then the University of Minnesota, which is right next to it. And so it was dark, so I couldn't get any great pictures, but I'll include some of those at the end as well.